Hey there. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So yes, Jasper and I are out on our raspberry path, and there will be no raspberries. They're gone. That's the end of that for this year. Next year. All right. If we're still here next year. Anyway, good afternoon. It is a beautiful day to be alive. Still, and again, a beautiful day to be alive. Today's word is discernment, which, most people give a cursory glance to discernment. I can tell the difference between what is good for me and what is not so good for me, kind of discernment, right? The difference between having a natural smoothie and a McDonald's fake petroleum-based milkshake, right? That's kind of discernment most people use. But discernment is an interesting word because in order to have a full level of discernment, it means being able to use critical thinking, gather lots of information about some subject or another, and use critical thinking to analyze it and come up with, oh, look at that. Somebody painted a green rose on a black rock. Cool. Anyway, and use critical thinking to come up with, what makes the most sense, is closest approximation of the truth, etc. But that's not discernment. That's just critical thinking, logical, extensive thinking, right? Discernment also means combining that critical thinking ability with what your heart feels, right? What is intuitive, what is in harmony with the way you feel about yourself and your world, okay? So it's mind and heart. But also, if you look at spiritual literature, discernment also means being able to figure out what it is that you should be doing in harmony with, in accordance with all that is sacred, right? So we have discernment being mental acuity, heartfelt personal harmony, and spiritual alignment. That's what discernment is. Interesting, eh? Okay. So what does discernment allow you to do? It allows you to sort through a whole bunch of, perhaps conflicting, but nevertheless, a whole bunch of information, shall we say. A whole bunch of noise, right? And through sorting through that noise and using discernment to come out with something that appears to be the truth, not with a capital T and a capital T, like the truth, but, the truth as it appears to you, your truth in that moment, okay? Using your mind and your heart and your soul, right? That's discernment. Okay, so we have today, going on out there in the world, a whole bunch of stuff that's being revealed. Not all of it is pretty, which is kind of cool, which means that the light is being shone into the darkness and the things that were hiding in the shadows are being revealed. Being revealed so that we can recognize them, deal with them, and eliminate them, right? And those that are going on out in the greater world are to some degree not necessarily a reflection, but a part of the process that we each need to go through as individuals is to reveal to ourselves our own little bits of darkness, the things that we've been pushing out into the shadows, so that they can be exposed to the clear light of our own awareness, and that we can deal with them, get rid of them, heal them, eliminate them, whatever needs to be done in each particular case, right? Incorporate them into our way of being, whatever the story is. But out there in the world right now, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that's being revealed, right? And it's shocking to some people. It's shocking, right? It's so shocking that they prefer to deny it, right? I don't want to look at that stuff. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it. And what good does it do anyway for me, who cannot do anything about it, to see that and have it be part of my consciousness, my awareness, right? I can't do anything about it anyway, so why should I need to know about it? I'd rather not. I'd rather look at the world the way I would Not the way I would like it to be, because I know I would like it to be peaceful and prosperous and abundant and joyful and possible for everybody to have this beautiful existence and enjoy this planet. Not like that. I'd rather have that kind of world, because we all want to have that world. We all do what we can to enable that to come into being. But I want to have a world where that kind of stuff doesn't exist. So the best way for me to deal with it is to deny it, right? That's what these people are. There's a process, we all know it. It's called cognitive dissonance, where something comes up that it conflicts with your fundamental beliefs, or the beliefs that you would like to have about yourself and your world. And this piece of information comes up that appears to be conflicting to that. So it creates this dissonance, right? This discordancy, this noise, this confusion. And so that cognitive thinking, that thinking dissonance, you push that information to one side so you don't have to deal with it, right? Okay. Anyway, that's where we're at. The thing is that what's going on out there in the world needs to be dealt with if we are going to move into creating that better world, right? That glorious world that we all want, or at least those of us that have any measure of sanity and are not psychopathic evil personalities, and there are a bunch of them out there. I mean, not that many, but there's a bunch. Those of us who have some level of sanity want to have peace and prosperity, abundance, healthy world for our own children, for our neighbors' children, for our community's children, for the world's children, for not just this coming generation, but future generations, right? We want our species to survive and to thrive. That's natural, it's ingrained, it's part of who we are as creatures, right? Okay, so that's what we want. In order to get there, obviously, if there's a problem, we need to deal with the problem. Right now, some of these long buried, deeply hidden, ugly things that have been going on in our world are coming up to the forefront. And that's a good thing, in my opinion. It's a good thing, even though they are ugly and even though they create a lot of discomfort and cognitive dissonance for some people. It's a good thing, because once the light of awareness is shone upon something, it can be healed or dealt with or eliminated. And in this case, those who are out there doing these evil things can be brought to justice and punished, each according to the level of their crime, if you will. All right, you know, just eliminate them maybe is the best thing to do. In any case, here we are. Discernment. How do you discern what is real and what is illusion? Use your mind, gather as much information as possible about something, use critical thinking to analyze it and come to an intellectual, cognitive, thoughtful choice about what you see as the truth or the best possible version of that information, right? And then cannot be true discernment until you bring your heart to bear on it and see how it feels, how it resonates with you. Does this feel true? Does it feel like it's in harmony with the highest aspect of my emotional, how I want to feel about things, and how I perhaps have been pretending otherwise to myself about the way I feel about myself in the world, right? How does this resonate with that, right? Come to a conclusion about that, a heartfelt conclusion, right? And then beyond the heart, bring in your soul and say, what is, and let's not go religious on this thing, but what would the highest, bestest, most elevated, high vibrational aspect of my beingness have to say about this information or this situation, right? What would that highest version of me, that soul aspect, if you will, of me have to say? What does my immediate Leslie heart have to say? And what does my mind have to say about this? Bring all three of those together, and you have discernment. And you can learn to see past the veils of deception that have been promulgated on the world by those few ugly motherfucker psychopaths. Evil. I guess I shouldn't have used that word. Anyway, those who do not deserve to be on the same planet as me, put it that way. Okay. All right. So that's enough for today. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have the courage to go out there into the world and speak your truth and stand up to the falsehoods, stand up to the evilness, stand up to those who wish to impose upon you things that are not for your benefit. Stand up when you see situations in the world that are insulting, if you will, psychologically, physically, spiritually insulting to other people, either one people or a whole mass of people. Stand up, speak out, be courageous, and for God's sakes, remember you came here to participate in this moment, right? This is why you are here right now. You came here to participate, to play a role, right? And I don't know what your role is. It's up to you to decide. Maybe your role is to be one of the bad guys. Maybe your role is to be one of the bad guys by default because you're just going to sit on the sidelines with your popcorn and watch the two sides fight it out, right? Good versus evil, whatever, right? Black and white, whatever, dark versus light, whatever the story is. Maybe you're just going to be, audience, like so many people have chosen to be audience. Maybe that's your role. All right, so what? Good for you. Grab your popcorn, pay the price of admission, and clap and cheer. Blah, 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 blah. You should know, however, that refusal to those who refuse to stand up and speak out against evil are as guilty as those who actually go out and willfully perpetrate it into the world. So, you can judge yourself by your own actions. Anyway, that's enough for today. Use discernment to come up with your truth and then speak it out into the world. Have the courage to be who you can be and be the contribution you can be. That's it for now. Jasper and I are going to continue our walk. And oh, guess what? Holy cow, just realized. No mosquitoes. Anyway, love you all. Bye.